Berlin in the 1700s was a city in motion, not yet a global capital, but no longer a quiet provincial town. By the early 18th century, Berlin was the rising heart of Prussia, shaped by ambition, discipline, and constant rebuilding. Its population hovered around 60,000 in 1700 and steadily grew as soldiers, craftsmen, merchants, and refugees arrived. In this video, I use modern AI tools to bring historic paintings, engravings, and prints to life, allowing us to shift perspective, change camera angles, and move through the same scenes in ways their original artists never could. These images were once frozen moments. Now we can walk through them. First, I want to talk about the river that held Berlin together. This view shows the Spree River and the heart of the city. By the 1700s, the River Spree was Berlin's main artery. Low wooden bridges cross slow, dark water. Barges drift past with timber, grain, and stone. In the foreground, men unload sacks onto muddy banks. Warehouses lean toward the river, their beams darkened by damp air. Daily life here is loud and physical. You hear shouting boatmen, creaking ropes, splashing oars. The smell of wet wood, fish, and refuse hangs over the water. Children run along the banks, while guards watch for smuggling. But the river is dangerous. Floods are common, and fires spread quickly. Disease follows stagnant water, especially in summer. The Spree mattered because it connected Berlin to wider trade networks across Brandenburg and beyond. Today, this same waterway still cuts through central Berlin, calmer, cleaner, but just as symbolic. This is the City Palace, seat of power. The Berlin City Palace rises above surrounding roofs. By the early 1700s, it had been expanded into a grand Baroque residence for the Hohenzollern rulers. Its facades are ornate, but guarded. Soldiers stand at the gates. Daily life is tightly controlled. Courtiers arrive in carriages. Messengers hurry across the square. Servants move between kitchens and halls. The sound of boots on stone is constant. This is an absolute monarchy. Decisions made here affect taxes, military service, and religion. Under Frederick William I, the Soldier King, discipline is strict. The palace matters because it anchors Berlin as a royal capital. In the 1800s, it becomes even grander. In the 20th century, it is destroyed, erased, and later rebuilt. Today, the site survives again, reshaped but still central. This view shows Unter den Linden. By the mid-1700s, Unter den Linden is Berlin's most famous avenue, a wide, straight road lined with linden trees. In the background, riders and carriages move toward the palace. Daily life here feels ceremonial. Officers in uniform ride past civilians. Scholars walk toward the academy. Vendors sell food near the edges of the street. But social tension is clear. Class divides are visible in clothing and movement. The poor keep to the margins. The military dominates the center. This boulevard matters because it projects power and order. It is Berlin's statement to Europe. Today, Unter den Linden still defines the city's ceremonial core. This is the Brandenburg Gate before its fame. In its earlier form, before its later neoclassical redesign, by the 1700s it marks the western edge of the city. Guards check papers, wagons queue to enter. Daily life here is anxious and busy. Travelers arrive with news and goods. Refugees pass through seeking opportunity. Danger comes from outside and within. Smuggling, espionage, and desertion are constant concerns. It matters because it controls movement and trade. In the late 1700s, it is rebuilt into the monument we recognize today. This same gate still stands as one of Berlin's most powerful symbols. This view shows the military drill grounds. By the 1700s, Berlin is a garrison city. Open fields where soldiers drill in precise lines. Muskets rise and fall together. Daily life revolves around the army. Tailors stitch uniforms. Blacksmiths repair weapons. Taverns fill with off-duty soldiers. Drums echo across neighborhoods. The tension here is constant readiness. Discipline is harsh. Desertion is punished severely. The military matters because it defines Prussia's identity. Berlin grows powerful through force and organization. This is a crowded market square, a market near Alexanderplatz. Stalls press together, Fish, bread, vegetables, and cloth fill the frame. Daily life is noisy and intimate. Sellers argue over prices. Carts block narrow streets. You hear dialects from across the region. Smells mix, fresh food, waste, and sweat. Danger comes from fire and disease. Open flames cook food. Crowds spread illness quickly. These markets matter because they feed the city. Today, the area remains one of Berlin's most busiest public spaces. This view shows residential streets after dark. By night, in the 1700s, Berlin is dim and tense. Narrow streets lit by a few lanterns. Shadows dominate. Daily life slows down but does not stop. Watchmen patrol. Late workers hurry home. Taverns spill noise into the street. Crime is a real threat. Theft and violence rise after sunset. Policing is limited. These streets matter because they reveal the limits of order. Some street layouts still survive beneath modern layers. This is the church and the sound of faith. A Lutheran church rising above nearby homes. Bells ring across the district. Daily life is shaped by religion. Sundays structure time. Sermons reinforce obedience and duty. These churches matter as anchors of community. Many are rebuilt or restored. Some still stand, linking modern Berlin to its Prussian past. This view shows the city expanding outward. By the late 1700s, Berlin pushes beyond its old walls, new construction, scaffolding, and open land. Daily life here feels hopeful but uncertain. Builders work fast, families arrive seeking work, infrastructure struggles to keep up. The danger is instability. Poor housing, sanitation problems, and rising inequality follow growth. Expansion matters because it sets the stage for Berlin's explosive growth in the 1800s. This is Berlin on the edge of change. By the end of the 1700s, Berlin stands between eras. Enlightenment ideas circulate. Absolutism still rules. The city feels restless. Looking back through these AI reconstructions, the past feels close. Streets, rivers, and buildings still shape modern life. The people are gone, but their choices remain visible. If there's another city, moment, or scene you'd like to see reconstructed, let me know in the comments. Again, thank you so much.